Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday to you. Last weekend in church, Renee mentioned his friend Ron Singley, who I also knew. Such a great guy, always had a smile, always ready to liven up any room. And Renee mentioned the phrase that Ron was famous for, and it's this: God is at work, God is always at work. And at the end of Daniel chapter 2, after that whole situation, look what happens. It says, the king placed Daniel in a high position and lavished many gifts on him. He made him a ruler over the entire province of Babylon and placed him in charge over all of its wise men. Moreover, not done yet, at Daniel's request, the king appointed Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego administrators over the province of Babylon, while Daniel himself remained at the royal court. You know, Daniel had gone through a very sketchy time at the beginning. Remember, they were looking to kill him. And this entire story in Daniel chapter 2 is like one giant curveball that got thrown at Daniel. But listen, look at how it turned out. God was at work even when they were ready to come and take Daniel to kill him. God worked through that curveball to get Daniel and his friends into positions of authority and actually quite an evil government. Well, of course, the question is that we keep asking, does this still happen? Yes. I promise you that the God who is always at work in Daniel and his friends' lives during some of their worst curveballs is at work today. He's at work in your life and the lives of those you love. Listen to these verses I go to a lot when life has thrown me curveballs. 2 Corinthians 4:16 through 18. Therefore, we do not lose heart. Though outwardly we are wasting away, yet inwardly we are being renewed day by day. For our light and momentary troubles, what the Apostle Paul calls our curveballs, light and momentary, are achieving for us an eternal glory that far outweighs them all. And verse 18 says, so we fix our eyes not on what is seen, but what is unseen. What is seen is temporary, and what is unseen is eternal. God is at work. God is always at work. That curveball that you or a loved one are going through today may feel anything but light and momentary. And I get that. But God is at work. And what we see isn't all there is. There is the eternal, the unseen, where God is behind the scenes at work. God is always at work. Think about a curveball or a worst case scenario that you or someone you love is facing right now. And today, can you lean into the truth of these words of Scripture, remembering that God is at work? God is always at work. And we're going to talk about that more this weekend as we look at a chaotic curveball, crisis, worst case scenario that Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego faced. Let's just say that King Nebuchadnezzar's favor was very short-lived. Also this weekend, we have a welcome lunch. And if you're new to TLC and you want to find out more about who we are and our history, this is a place for you. You can get more info at tlc.org/welcome. Well, I hope you enjoy your Friday, and I am looking forward to seeing you in church this weekend.